Hey guys, it's Rob again. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a blessed day today. So the purpose of this video um, is not necessarily to talk about this buffing machine, but to talk about the buffing wheels in general. Normally I would be recording from my brand new GoPro camera, my Hero Black 13 Creator Edition. Honestly, I just didn't feel like dragging everything out and hooking everything up, and so I just figured with this video I would just do it from my phone today. Now, as everybody knows, if you've looked at any of my previous videos, this Telecaster project that's sitting on top of this case of water here, we talked about all of the issues we have had with this project, and the latest issue we had after we got done spraying the Autoborn Sealer Gray and the Wicked Colors Pearl Red number 303 from Createx, we went to spray the Spray Max 2K Clear again, and we went to empty the whole can. And unfortunately, we wound up shooting some of the propellant in the can, and it wound up getting on various places of the guitar. It's really, really bad on the back of the guitar. That right there just took it out of me. I was ready to give up with this whole project right then and there. This, like I said, this has been a 3-year ordeal. Anything and everything that you could think could go wrong with this project has gone wrong. But, sometimes you have to take a step back and reevaluate the situation. And, we've calmed down by now. And, we've looked at the positive side of, this trial we've been going through with this project. And the only way you can look at it is lessons learned. And many people might consider them very expensive lessons learned, monetarily. But, the whole point of if you're going to create your own personal system of doing things, especially when it comes down to, finishing or refinishing a guitar body, there are, if you're not experienced at it, of course there are things that things are going to happen. I mean, it's kind of inevitable. I mean, even, master luthiers, there are things that they deal with on a daily basis, and, sometimes, when they have, orders to fill and customer expectations to meet, and they get slowed down with, stupid little irritating, circumstances that, they would never see coming. I mean, that's they're losing money. I mean, especially if they have to turn around and fix something or repair something. But ultimately, we had time to calm down, and I've pretty much have this attitude now that, I think honestly the Lord is letting these things happen to build up our knowledge. And yeah, we've spent a lot of money on paint, on clear coat, on sealer, sanding sealer, sandpapers. We spent a lot of money on this project. And a lot of people, as I've said before, excuse me, they would have just gave up a long time ago, and this thing would probably it would either just be sitting on a shelf, or we would just wind up giving it away to somebody. Well, I'm not going to do that. I've made that statement before, and we're just going to keep persevering through all of this. Now, as everybody knows, in our last video, we got the sealer, the gray sealer applied. We got the Wicked Colors Pearl Red applied, and we got the clear coat applied, and those those spots on the guitar, that's basically, as I stated, that's what was left over of the propellant in the can, you know, spurting on the guitar. I didn't see it at the time in the paint booth, you know, in the lighting. It looked like it was just the normal clear coming out. Well, and it didn't become evident until after the guitar body had 24 hours to dry. And as I said, I was livid. I was hot. I was so upset. But through all of that, after we've had a few days to calm down, we did go ahead and just to practice with these buffing wheels, we did do some level sanding and we did do some polishing. The one thing that we have determined that is very true, and I'm so glad that we made the purchase. You have to use quality sanding braces. You have to. And I don't care if you're doing, you know, a project for a customer. I don't care if you're doing a project for yourself. You have to use quality sanding abrasives. And the Super Asalix, I'll tell you what, I haven't cleaned this guitar because, like I said, we're gonna have to scuff this up and redo this project. But in terms of the buffing wheels over there, I did some level sanding on the sides yesterday, and they turned out amazing. The only spot on the guitar I could not fully get to, as you see that little bit of matte finish right there, is right in the horns. I'm gonna have to get like a buffing wheel that you can chuck in a drill. And because I tried getting in there with the buffing wheels over there, and the wheels are just too small, which brings me to my point here. Yes, we have been able to do some buffing on the body. Like I said, you can see the quality of the shine. There's some more of that propellant. But I don't really know if you're going to be able to tell. But the buffing wheels, they just are not good enough to get out really fine scratches. Now, the Menzerna compounds that I have over there that I've been using, the compounds are good enough, but the compounds are only going to be as good enough as the wheels that you're using. And it did great on the sides, it did amazing on the sides. But there was that run. I thought I was be able to get that run out as well, but it leveled out, but it's stuck in the finish. But some of the issues that we had with these buffing wheels, when we tried buffing the body, we wound up nicking it on the shaft. So we've got a nick right there, and then along the edges here, I think it's on the back of the guitar. Let's see. Yeah, right over here. Let me see if I can get a good shot for you guys. I don't know if you're going to be split. We got a spot over here, and we got a spot right here. Actually, we got a third one also. But that's no big deal. That can be fixed. But overall, you know, the buffing turned out amazing on the sides. But yeah. But you probably can't tell in the video, but we tried doing some buffing to this body, and honestly, even if I had a medium cut compound, honestly, I still don't think the wheels would have been good enough to get these fine scratches out. I mean, as far as the gloss, I mean, I've got a lot of fingerprints on this thing right now. But as far as the gloss, I mean, it turned out amazing. I mean, you can see my reflection right on the back of the guitar here. But in terms of using these buffing wheels going forward, and I'm even talking to redo this project, it's not going to happen. So we have enough RPMs, with the motor. The motor right now is running at about 1,000, 1,100 RPM, which is more than enough to buff out a guitar body. That actually is kind of the sweet spot. But honestly, going forward, these wheels just are not getting it done. Now, if you had like a really small project, if you were like painting model cars and you were putting either a water-based clear or even a 2K clear, the project would probably be small enough to buff the clear out. But honestly, to do a guitar body, it's just not getting it done. So what's the plan of action? Well, I'm hoping within the next week here, I'm probably going to order some wheels from Jescar. These are 6-inch wheels. We're going to need at least 12-inch. If it doesn't cost that much more to get 14-inch wheels, honestly, I think that's what we're going to go with. Now, we're still going to use the Menzerna G52 Super Finish. But and we're going to use those on a regular set of soft wheels like this one. I mean, we honestly could still probably keep this set of wheels since we're just giving it that extra shine. But it's just the wheels are just so small, as you could see on the guitar body. The guitar wound up slipping it a little bit, and even with this PVC on here, we did wind up chipping the finish. I do know for a fact, whether we decide to get 12-inch wheels or 14-inch wheels, I do know for a fact we're going to get a little bit coarser wheel, maybe like they call it Jescar, they calls it like 60/60. But it's supposed to be a coarser set of wheels than your regular soft cotton wheels. Now, the only thing I'm going back and forth on is if I honestly still want to keep using this GW16. It's right in the middle of a medium cut and a super finish. It's like it's still a fine finish. According to the packaging, you basically can get all of your polishing done with one compound. But honestly, if I do decide to use this this stick compound, this GW16, yeah, we're definitely going to have to use a little bit coarser set of wheels. Paul at L'Esperance Guitars, he uses the GW16 to remove all the scratches with a coarser set of wheels. And he uses a super finish, but it's called a P175. I think the only difference between this one and the G52 here is just the price. I think the P175 is about $10 more. I only got the G52 to save a little bit of money. But to get out these fine scratches going forward, regardless of what project we do, yeah, we're definitely going to have to get some 12 or 14-inch wheels, and we're going to have to get a coarse set of wheels here and a regular soft cotton set of wheels here for the super finish. I'm considering going backwards and going to the Manzurna P204 medium cut. But honestly, I think with this GW16, I think we would still be fine. When we get the coarser set of wheels with this buffer running at 1,000 RPMs, I don't think it would have any problem polishing out those scratches. But we kind of need to do a test run to see if this GW16 would work. But honestly, we would probably have to order an additional set of wheels. And honestly, I'm only looking to order 2 coarse wheels for this side and then 2 soft wheels for this side. But yeah, but going forward, I mean, if you're somebody whose expectations are not that high, and you just like the level of gloss, and you don't really make a big deal about, sanding scratches, I mean, yeah, these will work for you. But honestly, like I said, I had that incident where I wound up chipping the finish on the PVC. It would, if I didn't have the PVC on here, honestly, it probably would have wound up being worse. But that's the plan going forward before we start redoing this guitar project again. But yeah, but that's going to be it for this video. Just wanted to give another little update on this project, and just mainly talking about these wheels in general. Like I said, if you're somebody starting out in guitar finishing, I mean, if you're very, very careful, I mean, and if you could start at a very high grit of sandpaper to get your leveling done, I mean, yeah, these might still work, but with what I'm doing going forward, yeah, we're gonna have to. These wheels are gonna honestly have to go. So, but that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you all have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. Remember, God loves you through everything, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.